telling you all this. I'm telling you all this not because it was my tragedy. It was the tragedy of Canada. This is the country that we live in, and we cannot afford to ignore this. We went through a very expensive trial, and in the end, the accused were acquitted. And why did that happen? Because there was not sufficient evidence to hold them and to convict them. There's something wrong with the judicial system as a result of that, because a case of such incredible complexity and enormity is not one that can be tried in a criminal court. When the Lockerbie incident happened and the Pan Am flight came down and 2 Libyan men were arrested for having put the bomb on the flight, it was a 3-panel judge that tried these 2 men, and they were then convicted. We had a single judge who was assigned to this case. So talk about everything that went wrong. Talk about aviation security. This bomb was put on a suitcase on this flight without an accompanying passenger. Absolutely something that must not happen, but it did happen. The baggage went through the X-ray system. The X-ray system had broken down just that day. They tried examining it with a hand sniffer. Well, the person who was doing that was ill-trained, and even though there was a signal that emitted from that suitcase, he ignored it and let it pass because he was not trained well. So here we're looking at law enforcement, we're looking at the judicial system, we're looking at aviation security, and we're looking at terrorism. So the Air India incident was really a flashpoint for Canada and Canada's history. And so I became very involved in the push for an inquiry to examine what went wrong. We've had inquiries for the blood-tainted scandal. Just my life through the arts has been a revelation of how societies and individuals can transcend anger, how they can transcend pain and loss in their lives. We are a company that believes in the arts being an important tool for social change as well. So we have done a lot of work in the community, creating work for young audiences, value-based dance theatre works. We have worked with new immigrants and particularly seniors in the South Asian community who have been virtually isolated and shut in. We brought them out, we provided resources for travel to come and work with us in creating a theatre piece that we called Kuch Khatta, Kuch Meetha, which means sometimes sour, sometimes sweet. We've also worked with communities across Waterloo, Scarborough, and London in bringing artists to them to help them do screen printing, puppet making, and quilt making. So I believe that the arts are not something that happens only in fancy stages like the Hummingbird Centre, now called the Sony Centre or the Roy Thompson Hall. I think the arts are very much a part of our everyday lives, and in particular, our mandate for our company is to work with the children in the school system and bring the arts into the curriculum of the schools. It's a big fight because, you know, in Ontario, we lost a lot of the arts in the curriculum in the school boards. So we've been working very, very hard to use our resources to take the arts into the schools. Well, this is what I believe as being very important to my life, as being central to my life, and giving back to my community in this way. But it doesn't compare at all with the wonderful work that many of you who have worked with this organization, and I really marvel at what you've been able to accomplish. I am honored to be here, and thank you again for inviting me.
guest speaker.
Ms. Prada, can you please come here, please? Thank you, Ms. Prada. In spite of your busy schedule, saving some time for us and be with us for this beautiful evening, and that was an inspirational speech. Thank you very much.
Go up there and take a picture.
Well, thank you. And now, that's going to be a very difficult act to follow, but what an important message for all of us. And we can't thank you enough for coming down from Toronto on this busy time and for sharing your message with us. I know that all of us will leave here with a little bit more knowledge, but the way that you equated the arts with the tragedy that you have experienced is certainly a lesson for us all. And it's very fitting at this time, and in keeping with the spirit of that message, how the arts can heal, that we're going to have an artistic presentation. And at this time, we are going to experience some dance by the Chinese Cultural Institute of Greater Windsor. And I've been told that the Institute has been in existence now for approximately 3 years, bringing to the Windsor and Essex County community a little of Chinese culture in the form of the arts. And the director, or the choreographer, if you will, of this group is Mimi Shu. And the first dance that we're going to see this evening is Dance for the Emperor. After that, we will then see a dance called Butterfly on the Moon. And the dancers are Ashley and Jessie Chang. And then we're going to have a little something different, but very much in keeping with the Chinese theme. And that will be a Kung Fu presentation by the Wuxin Temple Kung Fu. And their presentation will include Mantis, Shu Chao style. And lastly, we will have a dance called Moonstruck. And when that's completed, I'll introduce to you the dancers and the artists and tell you a little bit more. And ladies and gentlemen, I will now turn it over to the Chinese Cultural Institute of Greater Windsor. The drapes.